I want to say a pleasant good evening, a pleasant good evening to you, and you. Tonight's program, it is going to be a very unique show. So, yeah, surely hope you're ready for what we're going to be talking about tonight. Yes? A pleasant good evening to Sammy. Pleasant good evening, sir. You're always gonna make me laugh, huh? Good evening, Sammy. Good evening. I truly hope that you made it home safe and you're locked and loaded and ready for tonight. Man, I looked at the temperature projections for tonight here in the beautiful DMV area. And I think it said something like the temperature is supposed to plummet to, my goodness, 9 degrees tonight. So, yeah, make sure you adjust the thermostat and get the temperature to where, you won't feel that particular cold, yeah? So I'm sipping on some tea here and, trying to get warm. Good evening to you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I want to say pleasant good evening to those of you who are joining us on Alexa. And yes, if you didn't already know, now you are getting the official invitation that you can join us on the Alexa smart device. And just simply say, hey, Alexa, open Born Winners Network, and you will be able to enjoy us on the Alexa smart speaker system. Just say, hey, Alexa, open Born Winners Network, and you can listen to us 24 hours, 7 days a week. Good evening, family. So, I always said that if I was ever to, get married again, which I want to tell you that it's definitely on my mind this time around, this would be the song that I would want to welcome my bride as she enters the venue, yeah? Because I think it's going to be a destination wedding. I know I'm working very hard and I want to give that special lady a destination wedding so that, she can really know that, Ricardo means business this time around, yeah?
Perfect harmony. This is why I love you. Ooh, this is why I love you, because you love me, you love me.
And I want to tell you, for when I love unconditionally, but it has got to be worth it, yeah? Because I did this thing once before, and I'm telling you the next time, which is going to be very, very soon that I do this again, it is going to be for life.
I found love in you.
So before YouTube censors us, good evening to your family. Good evening. Good evening. Today, I told you last week that I was going to be talking about this very unique topic. Do women know what men are looking for in a wife? And it's going to be a heavy one.
Forever.
I'm going to take the gloves off tonight and, welcome your comments, welcome your input, your feedback.
This is why I love you. Ooh, this is why I love you, because you love me. You love me. This is why I love you. Oh, this is why I love you, because you love me. You love me. The stars have all aligned. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Good evening, family. Good evening. This evening. Oh, let me say this. Born Winners Network, it is not a always religious programming. And tonight is going to be one of those nights. So I'm telling you, you want to cozy up? We're going to dive into this thing tonight, man. And I may not finish it tonight, but I think it's very much necessary. And brothers, it's not only geared towards women not knowing, or not knowing what men are looking for in a wife. It's also talking about men not knowing what they're looking for in a woman. Yeah. Right. Enough of that. Because YouTube, they will censor us real quick, and I don't want to be censored. So we're gonna pause that, and we're gonna switch back over to here, and we're just gonna put some stuff on in the background, just like that. All right, good evening, family. Good evening, wherever you are joining us from. A pleasant good evening, New York City, Connecticut, Florida, Jamaica, wherever you're joining us from. A pleasant good evening to you. It's a cold one. The temperature is falling. I don't know if you are able to hit us up in the chat room. Tell me, what's the temperature like in your city, if you're not too shy, and let us know. So today we're going to be coming from Proverbs chapter 31, if I can type properly. Proverbs chapter 31. All right, so I have been really just binge watching a lot of programs on online dealing with relationships. I've looked at some videos from guys like Kevin Samuels. Another one I got kind of hooked on is Black Guru, and some of these men that call themselves relationship experts. And I really, I've been intrigued by a lot of the things that they're talking about. Buenos noches, my brother Sam. I see you're speaking another language today, huh? We got a new president, and then everything just goes another direction. By the way, how many of you got a chance to watch the inauguration today? I watched it, and I'm going to tell you that I was very, very impressed. I was very, very impressed with the speech that President Donald Trump did. Very, very impressed. And one of the things, his speech was flavored with a lot of things that made me go, I really can see that. But one of the things that really stood out, two things that really stood out to me, was when he mentioned about there being something to the nature of there being two genders, only males and females. And I wanted to give him a high five. And I'm not saying that, people don't feel how they feel, but in the eyes of God, right, God only made two sexes, males and females. And so all this other gender crises that we're going through and all this other stuff, when he mentioned that part in his speech, I said, you know what? It's about time that somebody took a stance, right? Because it's really getting out of hand, and that, and then when he mentioned about reinstating service members. All right, and somebody help me here if I'm paraphrasing incorrectly, but when he mentioned something about service members that were discharged from the military because they refused to take the COVID vaccine, that they would be reinstated and that they would be compensated, back pay. I said, my goodness, that is definitely commendable. So I like those two things. There were tons of other things that he said in the speech that, I really got my attention. And my prayer is that a lot of the things that were mentioned in the speech, right, will come to fruition. And so we'll just have to wait and see about that. So yeah, that's my soapbox for today. Once again, a pleasant good night to you. If this is your first time joining us, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button and the share button, and please share the stream with as many people as you can. We're trying to really grow this platform, as I'm back on with you. So the question for tonight is, do women know what men are looking for in a wife? And also, do men know what women are looking for in a husband? Now, men, The first thing that catches our attention 9 times out of 10 when we look at women is their appearance, right? Their beauty, the way they put themselves together, the way they dress, the way they smell, and of course their figure. Listen, we're gonna be for real, all right. And these are the things, some of the things that men look at, right? Even before we talk to her, we see how she walks and how she sways, and how she carries her hair, whether it's her hair or she purchased it, and how she really just kind of puts herself together, and that catches our attention. And then when you speak to her and she begins to communicate with you, and you get drawn away and captivated by the way she speaks, you said, all right, I see some potential here, and I want to go after that. But we're going to dig into this a little bit more today. And so, women, what is it that attracts you to brothers? What attracts you to men? I'm going to tell you what I think attracts you to men. One, it's the way he presents himself. Is he well groomed, right? Does he have a handsome appearance, right? Whether he is how is he built? Is he muscular? Is he a little dense? Is he tall? Is he short? Stuff like that. And then how does he smell? What is his scent like? Does he smell good? Does he smell like he took like a shower? Is he wearing some good cologne? And then you kind of move on from there. But Proverbs 31, which many of you are familiar with, right, defines a woman of God. And I'm going to tell it like this. Brothers, well, let me not go too far ahead. So Proverbs 31 defines a woman of God, right? Who is feminine and who's able to meet the needs of what men are looking for. And let me tell you like this, brothers, we have got to be real with ourselves, right? Sit down and really sit down and figure out what it is that you are looking for in a woman before you get involved with her, and make sure that you have your preferences. And if you have your preferences, don't go against your preferences. If you know that you like a woman to have long hair, whether it's a weave, a wig, or braids, right? You know that you want to have a woman that, wears the eyelashes, a woman that puts makeup on, a woman that has the long nails, a woman that wears skin tight clothing. Go after that. But don't go after the churchy girls. And church sisters, don't beat me up too much. But don't go after the churchy girls that don't dress or look like that, and then try to change them to begin to look like what your preference is. Did that make sense? Don't try to change anyone. All right. Know what your preferences are in a woman and go after that particular preference. Don't try to change them, because this is where cheating comes in. Because you're going to pick up a woman that doesn't necessarily meet your preference and try to change her. And when you realize that she's resisting, the changes that you want to make in her, then you begin to look outside and begin to look at Anne Marie and Joanne and whomever else that may meet your preference, and you step out on the relationship. So know what you want, brothers, and go after who you want. Don't try to change no woman to meet the mold that you have in your mind. I hope that's set in. So Proverbs chapter 31 talks about a godly woman. And woman also, when you say that you want a godly man, make sure that you know what you're asking for. And when you say you want a godly man, make sure that you can also reciprocate being a godly woman for the man that you're looking for. Did that make sense? So Proverbs chapter 31 talks about the godly woman who is feminine, who's able to meet the needs of her husband and be there for him, right? A Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that is trustworthy. Verse 11 in Proverbs 31, it says here, well, let's go back to verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. A virtuous woman, you cannot put a price tag on her. She's priceless. How many of you sisters, watching this video or watching the stream tonight can say, you know what? I am a priceless woman. There's no value figure. I am infinity plus plus plus. Verse 11 says that the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Women, men must be able to trust you, because especially when men want to be vulnerable, they will open up and tell you their deepest, darkest secrets. But the only way that they will do that is if they know that you will not use what they have told you against them when you get into your mood. So you must be trustworthy. And brothers, the same thing. You must be trustworthy to a woman that wants to be vulnerable with you, and don't, allow her to pour out, everything into you. And then when you catch an attitude, you want to, use the things that she has told you against her. So trust is a very big part of relationships. She must know that she can depend on you. And sisters, he must know that he can depend on you. A godly woman is a woman that is able to build up others, right? You're able to motivate people and really just put them on another level. You must be able to build up the man that you're with. Don't tear him down. Encourage him, right? Verse 12 says, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Now, again, I'm going through a checklist of things, and this is very, very detailed, of the qualities that men are looking for in a wife, not in a baby mama, but a wife. And women, don't become permanent girlfriends to nobody. Let me say that one more time. Do not become permanent girlfriends to nobody. But if you want to become a man's wife, make sure that you are able to meet the qualifications of what he's looking for. And a lot of times you sisters lose good men because you are not meeting what he's looking for. And a lot of times good men will stay with you because he's hoping that you will change. Let me say that one more time. A lot of times good men will stay with women because he's hoping that you will meet the qualifications that he is looking for. He's taking time to know you. And don't rush him. Because if you force him to get married to you, it's going to be a very, very uncomfortable relationship, because what? He is always going to have some type of resentment, knowing that you either gave him an ultimatum or you forced him to get married to you. If you can't wait on the timeline that a man is taking to ensure that you are the wife that he needs you to be, well, quite frankly, cut it short and go your separate ways. But if you realize that you have found or attached yourself to a good man, and he's probably just taking a little bit longer than usual, but you know that he's a good man, and you know what a good man is. You know that he's a good person. He has ambition. He's hardworking. He's there for you. He may not be there all the time, but whenever he has the ability to be there, he's there for you. And he's trying his endeavor best to love you, to care for you, to make you feel safe, right? He is your, he prays with you. He encourages you because you want a godly man. And if you want a godly man, take time to allow the relationship to develop. Now, some people may say, how long should you wait? I don't know. Because love is patient and love is kind. And a lot of times we lose good potential wives or good potential husbands because we put a cap on how fast they're moving. And I don't think that's right. Now, if you disagree with me, please put it in the chat and tell me that you disagree. And if you're going to tell me that you disagree, right, explain the reason for your disagreement. A godly woman should also be a hard worker. Verse 13 through 14 says that she seeketh wool and flax, Proverbs 31, and works willingly with her hands. A godly woman works hard. She's a hard worker with her hands. Sam, let me see. I'm not asking for her to change. Meet me halfway. We can be soulmates as we grow. Exactly. Well, the thing is, right? Both of you should be growing. And if you're growing, you're changing, kind of, sort of, right? But you want the woman that your desire for the woman that you want to spend the rest of your life with is for her to be able to grow with you. And the growing should start from the minute that you decide together that you are going to be a couple. One shouldn't be growing and the other is stagnant. If your partner is growing, you should find a way to grow with you. And the partner that's growing, find a way to encourage your potential future wife to grow with you. Because sometimes some of us procrastinate a lot. Sometimes some of us don't move at the same rate as others. Somebody say, ouch, amen. All right. So verse 13 says that a godly woman should be hardworking and she should be willing to work with her hands. And I know that many of you sisters, you know how to, make some amazing things happen with your hands. A lot of you sisters, I'm going to give you credit. A lot of women, most women know how to save money, something that a lot of men can't do. And so if you have a woman in your life that knows how to penny pinch and put things together because she has a goal, you got a good one. If you have a woman in your life that, is your ride or die chick, right? Come hell or high water, you got a good one. Verse 14 says, she's like the merchant ships. She brings her food from afar off, right? So you men are looking for hardworking women, a woman that knows how to turn an apartment into a house, knows how to turn a house into a mansion. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? All right. Men are looking also for women who know how to maintain high priorities, right? She's not vain. She don't have to be wined and dined every weekend. And wining and dining in the 21st century is expensive. Have you ever really looked at how much a decent date costs? $200 if you go to a very nice, classy restaurant. And imagine you're doing these dates every other weekend, right? So if every other weekend you're taking out your girlfriend before she becomes your wife because you got to date her. And sisters, if he can't date you, don't marry him. I say, if he can't date you, and it doesn't matter where he takes, but if he can't take you out to spend quality time with you, it is going to be a very, very dry and boring marriage because guess what? He don't know how to romance you. He don't know how to buy you some flowers. He don't know how to buy you, some chocolate or something just to say that he thought about you. He doesn't know how to get you a card just to say, you know what, you have been on my mind. Hey, Willie, yeah, 300 for a decent restaurant. So imagine you have some of these sisters that want to go out every other weekend, right? That's $600 every other weekend and do that times 12 months. So sometimes learn how to stay home and cook a meal together. Say, all right, babe, you know what? I would love for us to spend some quality time. All right. And it's expensive. So I'm being considerate of your pocket. And stop telling brothers that because they're the man they're supposed to. Stop telling the men that. That's why some of y'all lose good men. Oh, the man is supposed to be the provider. The man is supposed to be. No, together we're going to do this thing, baby. 1 and 1 makes 2. But if I'm taking all that I have to pour into you and you're working, what are you doing with your money? And this is how we're starting off dating. And if we start off like this dating, my goodness, it is going to be a messed up marriage because your expectation is for me to take my good earned dollar and to take care of you. And what do you do with your money? That's a good question. Women who want good men who are making 6 figures, right? Working good jobs. And they're working who want the man to take care of himself and them. What are you doing with your money? You'll go to the restaurant. You can never go in your purse and pay for the meal. He has to go into his wallet and take his card out and pay for the meal that just fed both of us. Uh-oh. Somebody doesn't like that too much, but I know that I'm talking the truth. Sometimes stay home. Say, you know what? Let's go down to the grocery store and let's pick up the ingredients. And tonight, Friday night, is date night. Saturday night, it's date night. We're going to we're going to do a Netflix and chill. We're going to find a movie on Netflix. Or Prime, or whatever it is that you watch. Amen. And we're going to find a nice recipe. We're going to set this table up, right? We're going to light some candles. Turn out the lights. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to light some candles. And we're going to cook this meal. And if you're a wine drinker, and I know some of y'all, Yada and Toda Christians may say, well, wine is unholy. Well, suit yourself. Go drink some club soda then. But for those of us who can have a little bit of wine and not get turned up, go ahead and get yourself some wine. Get you some sweet red or some dry or whatever, some Chardonnay or some champagne or whatever, some Stone's ginger wine. I don't care what you, but get yourself and pour a little bit, and you sit there and romance her. I'm going somewhere with this and make a meal together with, your two little candles, right? Pull the chair out for her and feed her at home. You don't have to be going out all the time. You don't have to be spending all this money because it adds up. Is this thing on? Am I in the building? I'm not going to sit here because you look at some of these videos on YouTube, they're bashing the women, they're bashing the men. No, I want to encourage y'all. Yeah, and there's non-alcoholic wines. Thanks, Sam. I know you know about the wine stuff. That's all over your page. There's non-alcoholic wine, but my goodness, let her feel like somebody. Let him feel like somebody. Hello? Yeah, so you make a nice meal, right? Tell her, babe, go ahead and put on a nice dress, the one I like. And brothers, go ahead and, clean up your beard if you have a beard like myself, or get yourself cleaned up, and put on some cologne, the cologne she may have bought you or the cologne that you bought yourself, right? And come and you all just have the quiet, send the kids to, I don't know, send the kids somewhere. I don't know. If you have kids, if you're in a situation where you're dating someone with kids, when you don't have the kids, do these things. And I'm telling you, these quiet times together can be so meaningful, and it sets the standard for where a potential marriage will go. Now, it doesn't always have to end in sex. Let me say that one more time. It doesn't always have to end in sex. You can have a quiet Christian night at home, quiet, enjoying each other's company. And if you choose, and you should really, if you're not married, right, to not engage in intercourse, that's a plus, which means that you have some good self-control. And we're going to talk about that. I'm just going to be real. Sometimes you don't have the self-control, and sometimes you end up doing the do. All right? And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's wrong or it's right. We're going to talk about that. That's for another program, because sometimes we get so heavenly minded, man, that we're no earthly good, and we can't talk about these things and help people to get through, some of the things that they need to get through to get to the goal. And the goal is to get married. All right. Whew. That was a lot. All right. So a godly woman should maintain high priorities. Sisters, have some priorities for yourself. Set some priorities. Look well to the way she should look well to the way of her household, and does not eat the bread of idleness. Don't be idle. Don't, and if you have some idle friends, as a matter of fact, when you start dating and you realize that all your single friends are idlers, you may need to minimize the amount of contact that you have with your idle single friends, because you're trying to be a wife. Did y'all get that? All right. So the godly woman is kind, she's compassionate, and she's self-giving. Verse 20 in Proverbs 31, and many of our sisters know this too. It says, she stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth her hand to the needy. So a godly woman is one who, what did I say she does now? She opens her hand to the poor, right? She extends charity, and she reaches her hand out to the needy. A godly woman also makes wise decisions. She considers a field and buys it. That's what it says in Proverbs 31. A godly woman makes wise decisions. And godly women don't chase men. Let me say that one more time. Godly women do not chase men. Make yourself available to where the man chases you. If you ever in a situation where you're chasing a man, that's a relationship going to nowhere. That means that he doesn't see any potential in you to make you a honest woman. Hey, Brother Hector, yeah. Women don't chase men. And, I want to teach my daughters Don't chase no man. Men must go after women. He must see something in you that catches his eye, that causes his heart to skip a beat, and he should chase you. He should come after you. He should want to elevate you. He should want to put a smile on your face. He should want to be the one, the apple in your eye. So make wise decisions. And don't chase nobody. Be the one that's chased. Be like that fruit. That when he says, he looks and he says, my goodness, I want some of that. Your merchandise, sisters, is priceless. Women, you have something that men want. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, whether you want to say amen or not, women, you have something that men want. You have a lamp that doesn't go out at night. That sounds like my goodness, that almost sounds sensual. But that's what the Bible says. That's what it says in verse 16 and 18. She girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms. Women, you are light in the lives of men. So if you're a light, shine as lights. And brothers, put a little fuel on the light, on the flame, so the flame can burn bright. Send her, hey, good night. Send her some text messages just because she knows that you're thinking about her. And sisters, reciprocate too. Have a positive attitude. Men are looking for women that have positive attitudes. Words that come out of your mouth, they're encouraging. Verse 25 says, she smiles at the future. Shine your pearly whites. Hey, Shannon, shine your pearly whites. A godly woman exhibits godly character. Verse 25 says, her strength and her dignity are her clothing. Sisters, you don't have to. Let me go back. Proverbs 31 and verse 25. It says that strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. Sisters, you don't have to dress half naked to be noticed. You can dress nice. And oh my goodness, you don't have to show all your goodies for men to notice you. I don't know who it was. Is it Ray Charles or one of them blind musicians? Actually, could tell how a woman looked by, I think he used to feel her wrist or feel her ankles, and he could tell, whether she was built like a brick house or whether she was, So he didn't have to see her with his eyes, but just by touching her, he was able to tell, like, yeah, she got a little body on her or something like that. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna be all Bible here because when y'all doing stuff, exactly. But sisters, the word of God says in Proverbs 31, your strength and dignity are your clothing. Have some dignity about yourself, right? I'm going to talk about it. And also minimize your body count, because that also comes along with having some dignity. Exhibit godly character. I don't want to dig into that too much tonight about you, because some of us, our body counts are climbing and climbing because you keep slipping. But if you want to be a wife, you gotta shut that stuff down, right? You gotta shut that stuff down, and you know what? Stop having conversations with your potential husband about who you slept with, what you did with them, and all this other stuff, because that stuff plays negatively on a man's mind, because he may listen to you, right? But then somewhere along the line, he begins to do some type of comparison, wondering, and this is once you get married, if he is better than the exes that you had. So watch this now. Before you get married or before you put yourself on the market, take some time to detox yourself. And this goes for men and women. Before you put yourself on the dating market, take some time to detox your mind, detox your body, detox your muscle memory. And once you get into a dating relationship, and many may disagree with this, right? You should not share every and any details about your previous relationship, because some men may not be able to handle the truths. Brothers, Just be the best you that you can be from the minute that you decide that you are going to be one with this person. Don't worry about who she was with before, what they did, and erase that, because as far as you're concerned, the minute that she caught your eye, you begin to date her, this is day one of building new memories. So I don't care about what happened in the past. Let me say this and say this loud. Brothers, let us stop being concerned about who she was with, what she did before, and all this other stuff. And as a matter of fact, it would have been good if all of us started off dating as virgins, but we know we're living in the 21st century and not all of us are virgins. All of us have had some experiences. Some of us even have kids. All right? So, verse 26, it says, a godly woman shares God's wisdom and ways with others. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is in her tongue. That's what it says in verse 26. Godly women value God's design for women and the institution of marriage, in spite of what society was saying. And I'm so glad that I think I heard clearly today in President Trump's speech, where he mentioned that there are two genders in the world, males and females. And marriage is a union between a man and a woman. And YouTube may take this video down. I don't care. The truth is the truth. Speak the truth and shame the devil. All right. So all the lesbians and all the gays and stuff that have, somehow entered into this love union or love relationship, that is wrong before God and man. And God will never sanction that. Marriage, it's something that should occur between a man and a woman, and not somebody who feels like they're a man, or not someone who feels that they're a woman. As a matter of fact, that doesn't work. Two penises cannot produce a child. Two vaginas cannot produce a child. Listen, if this is too raw for you, you may want to jump off, because this is the real deal. When God made us in his image, he made a male and a female so that they could procreate and replenish the earth. Two men can't do that. Two women cannot do that. It is absolutely impossible. And I don't care what scientists or medical marvels have been trying to do. It is not right in the sight of God, and God will never, ever approve of that. So, value marriage. Value the relationship between a man and a woman. God did not make a mistake. So, a godly woman. Am I still in the building? Are y'all still here? Was that too much? I don't think it was too much. The truth is, speak the truth and shame the devil. So a godly woman, you should value the design, value how God made you. God may have made you, a little tall. He may have made you a little short. He have made you a little plump. He may have made you a little petite. He may have made you a little light-skinned. That's what they say, light-skinned, right? They have made you. He may have made you, a little dark, right? But value how God designed you. You don't need to, go get your boobs done. You don't need to go do any BBL. Look in the mirror. And when God made you perfect. And guess what? There is somebody out there that is looking for you just the way that you are. Just wait your turn. He is coming. And you just got to be patient. And when he comes, treat him right. And brothers, treat her right. And when you value yourself as a woman, it will show in how you behave. When you value yourself as a man, it will show in how you behave. Brothers, make yourself high value men. Brothers, before you decide that you want to pick up somebody's daughter, make sure that you have elevated yourself and you have something to offer her. Don't come to her and be a buster. And I'm not saying that you must be a millionaire, but my God, brothers, before you go and try to court these women, make sure that you have something to give to her. Make sure that you have at least a foundation that both of you can build something on. When I look in the mirror, listen, Bishop One considers himself, I consider myself to be a high value man. I'm going to tell you right now, I consider myself to be a high value man. Sam, Sean, Willie, I know y'all consider yourselves to be high valued men, because when you all wake up in the morning, right, and you put your pants on, right, you put your big boy game on, and you say, okay, I'm gonna go out in the world and I'm gonna conquer the world because I'm a man, and this is what men do. Men build, Men produce, and men try to be successful in every single thing that they do. That's what men do. Men are providers. Men are protectors. Men are lovers. Hello. Men are fathers. So men up. Man up. A godly woman follows after God. Now, I don't know about anyone else, but let me leave that alone. Godly women follow after God. Shannon, are you here? Who else I got in here in the chat room? Marsha, you here? Godly women, they follow after God. They have a relationship with God. And brothers, look at how she communicates with God. Look at how she look at her relationship with God. And if she, and watch this now, she may not be a preacher, she may not be an evangelist, but she knows that there is a God. She has a relationship with her creator. She's not a heathen. She's not a witch. And she's following after God. She tries to learn more about God. She fears God. That's what it says in verse 30 in Proverbs chapter 31. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. Because you may look real nice right now. You know, you're young, your skin is tight, you don't have no wrinkles like me. So you feel beautiful. But what's going to happen when the wrinkles set in? What's going to happen when your hair starts to be gray? And some of y'all sisters that are putting in, you know, all of these my goodness, I wish I could, what y'all call it? The weaves and the tracks and all this other stuff. Do you know that you're kind of damaging your God-given hair? And you're messing with the follicles and stuff like that. So what's going to happen when you're really bald? You know, what's going to happen when menopause kicks in for some of y'all who haven't seen menopause yet? What's going to happen? You're going to feel like you're not beautiful enough? You're going to feel like you're not enough? No. The word of God says in Proverbs 31 that favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. So accept yourself how you are and realize that you're not always going to be young forever. But you want somebody that is going to man up. I love that. Yeah, man up. Exactly. But realize that the day's coming. Every single day, you get a little bit older. Every single day. And you want somebody that's going to accept you even in your old age. How many of you want to find someone that you can grow old with? Somebody that, you know, if God permits you get to the point where you can't stand up and you have to be in a wheelchair, they'll push you in the wheelchair. That's what I want. How many of you want to be with somebody that, you know, if God forbid, you know, you end up in a nursing home and you have to wear diapers and stuff like that, they will not be afraid or turn their nose up to wipe you behind. That's the kind of love that I want. A love that never fails. A love that will love in good times and bad times. A love that will love when sometimes I don't even like you, but I love you. That's the type of love that you should desire when it comes to finding a life partner. Brothers, men, it is very important that you can cherish your wife, cherish her. And even as you're dating her right now, begin to show her that you cherish her. But sisters, let him know that you appreciate his efforts. And he may not be 100, but he's trying. He's not doing, you know, what exactly isn't he doing? And that's how some of y'all are going to lose some good men. Because the more that he does is the more that you want. Just be satisfied. You know, I've been doing this and I'm just accepting whatever he gives. Well, what exactly is he not giving? Because some of y'all sisters have some expectations that are just unrealistic and not right. And the reason why some of y'all have these unrealistic expectations is because of social media. But social media isn't real. As a matter of fact, all of those who you see doing this stuff in social media, 99% of them end up in divorce, hating each other. How many husbands, how many men have ran through Jennifer Lopez? I mean, I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be one of the realest pastors you ever had because I don't need to sugarcoat nothing because I'm on a mission. Is that what y'all want? Y'all want to get into some relationship or a marriage, get ran through, and because you were trying to live up to the expectations of the world, you get dropped like a hot potato, and then you're gonna go pick up with somebody else because if you treated Brother John this way and you didn't change, you're gonna preach the next person the same way, and he's gonna run through you and leave you because he just can't meet your expectations. So sisters, oh Lord Jesus, is this too much? Is this too much? If it's too much, I can go to some music. But am I talking right? So brothers, cherish her, but she must also be somebody that is cherishable. That you can look at her and see her as an incredible gift. How many of you women want to be a gift to the brother? Men are the prize. Women are the gift. Let me say that one more time. Men are the prize. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm making friends or enemies. And I know the word of God says that he that finds a good wife finds a good thing. Yeah. And some of y'all get that wrapped up in your head. And some of y'all ain't no good right now. But a hardworking man, an ambitious man, a man that has his head on his shoulders, that's a prize. And you're going to tell me that you're going to mess that up because you want to be like the Joneses, and he may have some goals. He may have some standards to say, okay, I get it. You want to live like Miss Celebrity, but right now, I'm trying to set up a solid foundation because, I want us to be able to build something once we say I do. But you're dating and you're trying to take the brother to the poorhouse. And then y'all talk about there aren't no good men out there because he couldn't even take me on a trip. He couldn't even do this. What's your expectation? Are you trying to get married or are you trying to send the brother to the poorhouse? That's why some of y'all are single. That's why some of y'all are lonely. Or that's why some of you have been, your body count keeps climbing. Because when God sends you a good one, you don't know how to keep a good one. Oh boy. Whew. Let me drink to that. Yeah, a lot of brothers see that, Shannon. A lot of brothers see the red flags, but because the brother is sick and tired of sleeping around, he decides that he's going to stay and try with this one. And some of these knucklehead women don't even realize that he's really trying to make. He's trying to make her into a housewife. Fill in the blank. That's why he stays. Because he don't want to run around no more. So he's staying because he's trying to make you into a housewife, and you don't have enough sense to realize that the reason the brother stayed with you is because he's trying to help you to grow. He's trying to help you to be somebody. Then you sit there with your little careless friends on and talk about the brother. Well, he ain't doing this and he can't do this and he can't do that. And some of y'all so dumb that the same friend you're talking to, if push come to shove, they will take your man. Because they see the potential that you ain't see. Somebody else say ouch to that because I know I'm talking right. Oh Lord. Let me take another sip to that. This I don't have enough time to finish this tonight. You're gonna have to come back next Monday at 8 p.m. Because I'm gonna dig into this. I'm Born Winners Network. This is what we do, man. I'm gonna dig into this right here because we have got to change our ethics. We've got to change a lot of things. Or we're gonna be some miserable older people, miserable and lonely. because y'all think you know what you're doing, and you're messing up a good thing, the good thing that you have. You're not even trying. You're not even trying. So it's important that you can love. Men want a woman that they can love sacrificially. That just sounds so, that sounds good. Let me, Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 25. Let me kind of read that for you. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. When you find a man that will love you sacrificially, where, my goodness, he loves you so much that it's almost like he will give his life for you, you have got a prize. When you find a man that will treat you with respect, he will never call you out your name. He will never put his hands on you. You've got a prize. I hope you all are writing this down. Ephesians 5 and 25. Then look at 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. I'm not going to finish this tonight. I just know I'm not going to finish this tonight. And I'm not going to rush through it. 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, likewise, husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto your wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Elevate her and love her. I hope you're listening. Hit the reset button. Some time has passed. You've gotten a chance to recalibrate. Now, what's your next step? To all my single people out there, unmarried people out there, what's your next step? You're hearing all of this stuff and you're looking, and some of you are saying ouch and amen. What's your next step? And even some of you who are married, these are some things that you need to begin to do in your marriage so that you can have a lasting marriage. I am sick and tired of hearing that D word, the divorce, because we're so quick to give up and run away and not even try to make it work. Now, if it's a situation where you've cheated on your spouse and your spouse just cannot forgive you for that, I understand. But there's some situations where some spouses are willing to forgive you and say, okay, you know what? It's going to be hard because you betrayed my trust, but I want my marriage and I'm willing to try this again. Go ahead. You got a gem. And don't mess up again. If she decides to give you a second chance, or if he decides to give you a second chance, in spite of what you've done, be thankful, because your marriage is it's a prototype to your relationship with God. And God doesn't turn his back so easily on us. God is such a loving God. He's such a forgiving God. He's a second chance God. And and how many times has God been willing to try with us over and over and over again? And if God can keep on trying, my goodness, in your mortal relationships, try to, implement some similar steps. If you can. Some of you may not be able to. When the road gets rough, you don't need a trophy wife, because some of these trophy wives, they look good, but they don't have a lick of sense up here. They know how to dress to the T, high heels up to here, but they have no cognitive ability to reason. So all you have is a good-looking brick. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't put yourself together, but if that's all you got going for you, you're no good to me. As men, we want somebody who we can go to war with. You're my ride and die chick. No matter what, we're going to go through this together. And we're going to figure this out. When money ain't so right, when we can't even afford groceries, we're going to figure this out. When you're sick, it's all right, I get it. We're going to figure this out. When times get hard, men want somebody who is going to go to war with them, not against them, but with them. Are y'all getting this? I got. I'm gonna make one more point, and I'm gonna come back next week. I'm gonna dig deeper because remember, I started off early by saying, when you're dating somebody, and this is something that I really, really hope that we can definitely practice, right? If you're dating and you're not married, I'm gonna challenge all of my unmarried people. I'm gonna challenge you because we want to have some different marriages. If you're dating somebody, can you realistically, until you say I do, love them, spend time with them, get to know them without getting physical? Because remember I said sometimes you'll have the quiet Netflix nights and stuff. Can both of you agree that, okay, we're not going to get physical? I love you, or I'm getting to love you, but I want a wife. And I don't want to be another one of the statistics that has slept with you and then it doesn't go anywhere. So we're going to try this approach. We're going to try to have a godly relationship without sex, because I want to get to know you, and I want you to know that I want you to know that the first time that we are intimate is when we say I do, and it must mean something. And even if you've already messed up and you're hearing this tonight and you're saying, we already done the do, man. It's okay. You can hit the reset button and you can start over. That's one thing with God. He's a God of second chance. You can start over and say, okay, I want a godly relationship. I don't want a bed relationship. So we're going to do this thing. We're going to do this thing the right way because we want God to honor this marriage. And you know what? If we begin to really do this and we're able to and set a time frame, because if you're with somebody and you keep on dating them for a long period of time, remember, you begin to desire them physically, and eventually you may not be able to hold out because they begin to look so tasty. My goodness. And you may want to touch, you may want to handle, you may want to taste. But you have to figure out some type of strategic approach to be together, but from a place where it's different. And if this saying goes, if you want different results, you can't keep doing the same thing. Do something different to get different results, yeah? And I got to close right now, but instead of looking for a 10 out of 10 on attractiveness or good looks like myself, I think I'm a 10. I don't know. I'm telling myself I'm a 10. So instead of looking for a 10, look for someone instead of looking for a person that's a 10 out of 10 in attractiveness, look for somebody that's a 10 out of 10 in character. Write that down. I'm not going to look for somebody who is a 10 out of 10 in attractiveness. Want somebody who is a 10 out of 10 on character. Do they love you? Do they care for you? Do they want to be with you? Do they honor you? Do they cherish you? Do they tell you the truth? Are they transparent? Did you all get that? Look for someone that's a 10 out of 10 on attractiveness, not for somebody that's a 10 out of 10 on character. And pray that God will make you attracted to the right things. And whoever you marry should become your new standard of beauty. Fix them up. Take that gray beard man. Fix him up. Groom him up. Make him yours. Take that sister. And she may be a little bit overweight, but you love her. So guess what? You overweight too. So baby, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start working out. We're gonna change our diet, and that's good. We're gonna start eating right. We're gonna start exercising, and we're gonna go on this path, and we're gonna become two of God's most good-looking people. And not only that, we're gonna really just fix our health up. And when you do that, no other man and no other woman will ever compare to your partner in your eyes because you guys are growing together. So stop looking at the physical. Look at the person's character. Does the character meet the preferences that you're looking for? Train your eyes and yourself to choose better. Make better choices and pray about it. I'm done for tonight because I'm going to get deeper in this. Now, I got to get out of here. But if you got anything from what I say tonight, right? If you got anything from what I say tonight, I want to see you back here next week at the same time, right here, 8 p.m. And I'm going to try to not keep you over an hour. Is that all right? So if you've gotten anything from what I said tonight, we are on a path to finding your forever person, and that starts tonight. Let us change the trajectory. And like I said to you, this song right here, this is my wedding song. God bless you, and have a good night.
Me too. Never have I felt that I could be all that you see. It's like our hearts have intertwined into the perfect harmony.
And I'm telling you, as I can already visualize her coming down the aisle.
This is why I love.
I'm speaking those things that are not as though they are because this is what I want. This is what Bishop One wants. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a day.
This is why I love you. Ooh, this is why I love you. Because you love me. You love me. I found love in you. And no other love will do. Every moment that you smile chases all the pain away. Forever and a while, and my heart is where you'll stay. And this is why I love you. Ooh, this is why I love you. Because you love me. You love me. This is why I love you. Oh, this is why I love you. Because you love me. You love me. The stars have all aligned, and right now is the perfect time to say I love you, 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 I do.